Here's a bunch of gold flash boards we had from cell phones we broke down in an earlier video. You know what to do if you want to see the complete breakdown because they had a whole bunch of other material in them. But we're getting a lot of questions on, yeah, it's nice to find all this gold. It really is, especially in these old cell phones and stuff like that. But people are like, well, that's nice, hey Scrooge and all, but what are you going to do with that gold? Well, I tell you what, this is all ENIG style gold. It's gold flashing. And for all you guys wondering, I put this in my stock pot. How I could do this guy off, I'll make sure I cherry pick all the stuff off the back of here that I want, and I will put that in my stock pot. If you guys don't know about my stock pot, I will put a link in the end of this video for that, and it may be able to help you guys along your way, because these little dots will come right off of this board, easy peasy. I'll just cut it right off the backside. But there's other things happening on this board that people are asking about, so let's see if we can get you guys in here, because I think this is going to be where the microphone speaker was going to be, and I'm not quite sure if that's just going to be a complete chip or if it's just going to crack off. And so we're going to open it up and look at what's inside of it, and I'm going to see if I can't get you guys in there even closer to check it out. Let's see here. There we go, that's better. Alright, so if we flip that guy over, we should see some form of gold inside of there for sure. Get the light in there. And there it is. You can see the die in the center, and you can see the gold inside of it for sure. So yeah, there's definitely going to be golden material like that. Now, am I going to sit here and take all those chips off? Because there's some really nice chips on there, and you can see all the gold underneath of it. But right now, I'm not going to take all those tiny little chips off, because I'm just bound to lose them all for sure, because I'm not set up for that part. I'm just doing this because you guys asked about it, so it's super nice that you did. And so we're going to get further into it, because yeah, there's still so much more little gold bearing material in these boards, and this is the simplest of the boards we had for sure. But you're going to have other stuff, because people say, yeah, that's nice, but there's not much. But there is still so much more gold to be had. And if you flip this guy over, there's going to be these gold pins. But these are going to be spring-loaded pins. So let's be careful when we take these guys off of here, because I guarantee there's going to be some springs underneath of them. And I really don't want my gold flying across this shop for sure. So that's just a piece of plastic, and we're going to get rid of that. But these pins here, they're kind of floppy. There we go. Okay, and so these are going to be some really nice gold pins, and you collect them up and you keep them and you don't get rid of them for sure. And they're going to go over here in this little pile. But there sure is going to be a spring right down inside there. You guys can see that, and that's what makes that pin bounce around in there. And I don't want to lose them. So you just, yep, you guys can see the spring right there. You don't want to lose that, because I do believe, unless I'm mistaken, that that's going to be a gold-plated spring as well inside of there. So there's so much more gold to be had. And these guys right here, you really don't want to muck with them. You just warm them up and they'll pop right off. But for now, they'll go flinging across my shop. And so with this little guy right here, will go flying across my shop. But it sure is gold-plated. And that's just from the Razor style cell phone that we broke apart earlier. So yeah, you'll take all these pins off and you'll throw all this stuff into your stock pot. And this guy didn't have a lot, but it still had stuff to be had, because there's still some more of that ENIG style gold flashing. So again, I'm just going to take off the material I don't need off of this board, and we're going to get all those gold pins and everything, and all that's going to go right into my stock pot. But I sure am going to take off any ceramic style chips like you see right here. We're definitely going to take that off. I can't get it zoomed in there. That's a little harder. There it is. So all that's going to be gold, but I tell you what, we're going to keep those separately, because they do hold a lot more gold inside of them, because they have wires and everything else that go in there. But anyways, so that's from just that one little phone that we took apart. Unfortunately, the case did not survive the last video. But a lot of people are asking about this guy, and that is a BlackBerry World Edition. That's right. Let's see if we can bring it over here into the center of the screen for you guys. So that is going to be a BlackBerry. Yeah, I don't know. We talked a little bit about it in the other video, and it had quite a bit of other material in there, not just what you're seeing right here. But a lot of people are asking about this. So if you guys scrap out any printers or anything like that, for sure you're going to come across those printer ends, you know, on the printer ink cartridges. And they're going to be the same thing as this guy here. This guy's attached to the board with a little gold connector, and it should pop off right there. And yeah, so this is going to be just like the cartridge ends. Those are gold as well. And yeah, you can take this and you can put this in your stock pot. It's going to take a little while to get underneath of that mylar there, whatever material you want to call it. But sure enough, it will come off and it will do it. You can also put it in your process where you'll burn it with your IC chips, and you can do that process too, and that adds up. There's a whole lot. We have a whole bag full of stuff just like this, and I know a lot of people are like, hey, that's not much, but I tell you what, if you guys start now and you keep collecting it up, it will add up. And people wanted to see the board a little more, and again, you're going to have some pins inside there for sure, and these are going to be spring-loaded pins again, but they are really nice pins, and they go in there. Let's see if we can get that guy out without flinging them across the universe here. Oh, buckets. There we go. Did we lose the spring? No, the spring's still in there. Spring's still in there. Anyway, so that's a really nice size pin, and that's a solid style pin right there. So it's not hollow. It's there. It exists, and it's very nice and beautiful. You collect those for sure, and you keep those guys separately because you're going to have a really high yield. So you don't want to be mucking around on something that you don't really care about. You want to keep those in something you're going to concentrate on more. So you don't want to just chuck those into your stock pot. So at least I do not. But anyways, so you're going to have more stuff on here. People wanted to see more of this board. You're going to have the MLCCs down here for sure. Let's see if we can get something besides my big old thumb. There we go. So you're going to have the MLCCs, and they have the potential to hold some forms of PGMs and precious metals and stuff. They sure do. But you're also going to see all these ceramic style chips right here for sure. That's going to have gold bond wires in there. So that's super nice, but it does have a lot of the MLCCs. We've already taken the little boxes off the outside of around here, but these chips again are going to have gold bond wires inside of them. They're going to be nice and actually pretty impressive. And even down in here in these connectors here are going to have some gold. They sure are. And again, there's some more ceramic style, and you can see the gold rim all around, right around that guy. For sure. Let's see if we can get it to focus on him. There he is. And that's gold everywhere inside of there. So I love these guys. Like I said in the video before, I would take 100 of these phones every day if I could, because that's ceramic and that's gold, and you crush them up and they're akin to the ceramic CPUs. And you're going to have some gold grounding pads or connectors of whatever sort you want to call them, but hey, they're there and they exist, and they do have quite a nice gold flashing on them. So do these guys, and there is more pins. And if you flip it over, let's see. Again, you're going to have some really nice little gold pins here. And all these guys, yes, for the people asking, yes, that is gold. That is how they were grounding or making the connection. I'm not sure. I looked it up, but that is gold on those switches right there. Let's see if we can get it to focus on them. And yeah, that is gold. It's very thin, but it's there. And it's all over all of these guys. And there's going to be gold right inside of there, too. There's a little gold wire right inside of that guy. I do believe that was a camera lens, and I do believe that's what you would take your picture with this guy. If the BlackBerry had, I can't remember, did a BlackBerry have a camera? I cannot remember. I never actually used one because they were too fancy. So you're going to have where your SIM card is, and yeah, that's going to have gold pins, and these gold pins are actually going to be pretty nice gold pins. I just really don't want to crack into them right now and have them flying across my shop because, like I said, we're not really set up for that today. But there's going to be more gold pins right here for sure. These are nice. They're going to be double-sided, actually, in fact, too. They're not just one-sided, they're double-sided. So a lot of people say they don't add up, but no, but when you can get yourself a nice double-sided pin, that will add up nicely, and it'll actually add up twice as fast because there's twice as much gold in there. And these guys, again, more and more of these ceramic style chips right here, and they're just nice, and they're everywhere on this board, and I'm so surprised. And you got some white ceramic style chips right here. If we can get you in on, you can see the die right in the center of the chip, and you can see the gold bond wires in there. Let's see if we can get a better shot. That's about as better as there it is. So you can see all that gold is inside of there for sure. So yeah, these phones are worth it every day. Like I said, if I could get 100 of them, I would. Now, a majority of that gold is not going to be able to go into the stock pot. You're going to want to do a different process with that, but a lot of the splashing sure will. Now, this is what this board actually is why everybody's talking, and it's surprising because it came out of just an unassuming uh, old Kyocera Sprint prepaid, some kind of phone like that. You guys remember it used to pull out the antenna with your teeth and you looked all cool and you'd slam it down. Yeah, well, there's a reason why people are talking about this phone right now. And it's not this. Because yes, this is impressive enough on its own. If you found this in like a calculator or like your house phone or something like that, that'd be a great little board for sure. For sure, it's got a little thin gold on there, and this would be a great candidate to just go right in your stock pot. Just leave it just the way it is and just throw it right into your stock pot. Why? Because there's no other real surface mount material on here. There's going to be no gold beads under here you're going to be chasing, and it'll just peel the gold flashing off of there. So that, again, is a perfect specimen to throw right into your stock pot. Now, this guy, on the other hand, you don't want to be going and throwing him in your stock pot. Why is that? Well, because there's so much stuff to be had. And yeah, there's a lot of gold flashing on here, and you will get to that gold flashing. But if you rush to get to that, you're going to miss all the other stuff because, yeah, we're going to get down on this guy a little further because people wanted to see these chips a little better. And these chips have the gold rims around them, and they're ceramic, and they're going to have gold bond wires inside of them. So, yes, they hold a special value in the world of e-waste and scrapping because they're not just like little plastic BGAs like that guy. These ceramic chips are better quality, and throughout just basically across the board, they're usually going to hold a lot more gold, like that guy in the center of your screen. It's just beautiful gold flashing surrounded in ceramic, and there's another one right there. And so it's just everywhere. They're just everywhere all over the place. And there's even more gold flashing inside of that little headphones jack. We've been through that headphones jack on our episode with Xbox controllers. If you don't believe me, go check that out. There's actually some value in them. But again, there's going to be some more of these ceramic style chips. And I don't know what to say on this backside of the board alone. There's going to be a tantalum. People are asking about that. That's going to be a capacitor, iridium, tantalum. For my bang, for my buck, they go all into the same bag. As long as you have a C on the board, or you can recognize the numbers and recognize them as a tantalum style capacitor. But look at that ceramic chip right there. You can see the little tiny MLCCs, and it's on a secondary ceramic chip. That's a double layer ceramic chip. I don't know if people find those a lot, or if you have any information, please feel free to leave a comment about that particular chip right there. For sure, is that a double layer ceramic? I haven't come across many of those, but then again, this board has been kind of interesting because if we go and even after all of that, this board still has stuff to be uh, had. Because if we go on the back side of this board and you're going to look at the bottom of it, and it's pretty unassuming. There's going to be some gold flashing, and people wanted to know. And yeah, there's going to be gold pins right here for the charging ports and everything else. And this is where the battery resided, and that is going to have gold in it for sure. And yeah, people asked about under the sticker, and yes, there's going to be some gold flashing underneath of there. But what people are really talking about is as you get up on the board, you're going to see some tantalum and stuff, and that's all well and fine. But where the real prize is happening is this guy right here. People are really interested in this speaker. And if you look at this speaker, it is just a remarkable specimen for e-waste find. It sure is. It's going to be a really nice plating on there. I don't know how light. Again, if you guys have any information on that, that would be extremely helpful because I do have quite a few more of these particular phones. Why the excitement? Because they're all like this. So, yeah, if anybody could give me any more information on that, that would be great. There's some really nice, that's a grounding pin for the antenna. And there's still going to be some nice flashing all over this board and another ceramic style chip. And in fact, the way it looks, get out of here, big gold speaker. It looks like it's going to be super nice. Yeah, this guy just takes a show. I don't know what to say more about this board other than that. So I hope this was a better look for you guys. Again, if you want the full breakdown, I have a video on that for sure. If you guys want to know how to put So if you guys want to see the full breakdown, I had a link in the beginning of this video, and if you guys want to see a link to that stock pot so you guys can see how to start putting some material like this and getting your free gold every day, then head over to there. I'll leave a link in the and if you guys want to see the full breakdown, remember there was a link in the beginning of this video. For all you guys that want to start your own stock pot and figure out how to start getting all your little free gold off of boards exactly like this, then head over. I'll link